All of these chocolates are locally made. Most of them are artisanal. The Bacchus is the only one I wouldn't really describe as an artisanal chocolate.
Artisanal
means that they're small production. In the order that they're listed on your tasting sheet, which is Michael Mischer, then Weiss, the Windsor chocolate, which is that Bacchus, the bittersweet, and then the Lulu Ray. Asked to do a chocolate and wine pairing for local chocolates and local wine. I bought these and some other chocolates to find out which ones would, and which wines and which chocolates would actually pair with each other. And these chocolates, because they are kind of medium amount of dark, not super, super dark. The super dark chocolates were so tannic that you couldn't taste the wine, especially the big red wines. The wines were so tannic you couldn't taste the chocolate. Okay. So it took a certain amount of fiddling before I took it to a group. And so I have all these wonderful chocolates.
Now, where do you come in? Because it says Cooking with Naomi. You
this
know
is
what I'm saying?
This is my program. This is something I do. I'm Cooking with Naomi. I have a company that does chocolate tastings and food shopping tours and cooking classes. So that's who I am, and today it's just a chocolate tasting. So you take a piece of the chocolate and you put it in on your tongue and let it melt. You don't eat it. If it's a really thick piece like those Weiss ones are kind of thick, you might need to crunch it down a couple times, but don't chew it up and eat it. We're not eating it, we're tasting it. You can eat it the second time around, I don't care. But let it melt on your tongue, and you're going to look for things like, what texture does it have? Is it grainy? Is it smooth? Is it waxy? What kinds of flavors does it have? That's where this bittersweet thing comes in, because there's a lot of nuancy flavors in chocolate that I haven't always known how to describe, so now we have this chart in front of us. But this is the first time I've ever used this. But what flavors does it have? How quickly does it melt? Some of these chocolates, you're going to want it to be gone, and it's still there in a lump on your tongue. It just won't melt very quickly. And some of them will be gone so quick you have to have a second piece just in order to really get the full flavor of it. Just like a wine tasting, how does it taste at the beginning and in the middle and at the finish? Then plain water in your cups to kind of wash your mouth out before we move on to the next one. There are 4 varieties of chocolate. Criollo is the oldest and supposedly the best. So
oldest in terms of
all cacao grows in a small band of tropical area. It requires a certain amount of heat and humidity in order to grow, period. And Criollo was the first variety that was... Now, notice on this chocolate, the way it melts. It's harder for me to do that because I'm talking. But the melt on it, its texture, any side flavors you might perceive that are different from just chocolate and sweet. And you can also, of course, grade them after you've gone. They're not 100% cacao. 100% cacao is very, very bitter.
Oh boy.
So you have to have some sugar, and often in order to use less actual sugar, but to get a little more sweetness, they put a little vanilla in.
I don't think I could even begin to... It says just give in.
To choose which one?
It says just give in on it. Yeah, but I having a hard time doing that.
I think the price makes a difference.
No, but I know I have expensive taste. And I always fall in love with the one that's $8 a bar. Except I used to really love Scharfenberger. Unfortunately, Scharfenberger has been sold to Hershey's. And the last time I had a Scharfenberger bar, I didn't like it. And I don't know if it's because my palate's gotten spoiled or because they've changed their